What is up? Anthony Hutley here. How you doing? Today we are gonna finally get out of 8-bar loop jail. We've all been there. You're probably there now, aren't you? You know, you got this track on your computer and you don't know what to do with it. So you got these 8 bars and it's just looping and looping and looping. And you're like, this is sick, but what do I do now? So today I want to show you just one way that I go from having an 8-bar loop into a fully arranged track, or at least something that I can work with, right? By the way, like this video. Thank you. And if you want a closer look at the project files, I'll put a link to my Patreon below, where you can pick them up there if you like, and that is an excellent way to support the channel. Oh, by the way, if you like the tune that's playing now, it's a new one that I did with Pretense, and it's out now on 43 Degrees Records. So go and check it out. Your support is very much appreciated. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so if you've been following along, you'll recognize this loop. I use it in the hats episode, and the shakers episode, and the percussion episode. But if you're new here, this is what it sounds like. What I've done, I've written 2 lead parts, okay, so I've got this one. This one, and then I've got also this one. Alright, so my plan, I have a basic plan in mind. My plan is to use this one throughout the entire track. And then I'm going to use this one. Well, I'll introduce it a little bit later in the track and throughout the breakdown, and then I might I'm thinking about making that into a bigger riff, like introducing it with another synth as well. So the first thing I do from here is I make an intro. Like we got nothing here, right? We've just got we've just got this 8-bar loop just chilling in the middle of nowhere. So we're actually at bar 33 already. Bar 33 is usually where I have the drop. It's about a minute in, like the first drop that is. It's about a minute in, and I find that is usually enough time to intro the track, just for like DJs and things like that, right? So what I'll do, I will grab the drums. Bum, 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 bum. And copy all of those back here. Dum, dum. After that hat slip, I'll probably I'll put that aside for now. So normally I have an intro with the kick, and then before the first drop I usually drop the kick out, and I'll do something with percussion, but it's just drums at the start, right? And then usually, so I try to go by the 8-bar rule, so every 8 bars something changes, right? In the intro, like before the main bass drops, you don't need that much. Like I might what I might do is just introduce this little guy around bar 17, and before that I'll just have drums. So I might filter out the bottom end of the kick. Channel EQ, low cut frequency. So we might start with, just a filtered kick. Nothing too melodic, right? Because usually at this point, all you're doing, like as a DJ, all you're doing is mixing in the track. You're not looking for any kind of massive melodic elements. Sometimes, by bar 17, you might want a little bit, but you don't have to. You can always turn the highs down on the DJ mixer if you have to. So. Alright, so we've got an intro. Just like that, right? So then I'll tell you one thing I like to do. I like to keep all my regions in 8-bar loops, because that way I just find it easier to tell where I need to change something. Often I'll have markers at the top. I deleted them all for this episode because I don't want to use the same markers that I always use. Sometimes I do. Marker plus first drop. Alright, and then maybe we'll bring the snare in a little bit later. There, for example. Needs a bit more energy. That can come in over here. I'm just going to get rid of this automation for now because I don't want that message all the time. But I also don't want to disable that message because sometimes I do want to copy the automation over, right? So I'm just going to get rid of that for now. For now, right, like all I'm doing is just putting things in a basic arrangement. Like it's probably going to change if I'm honest. Might. Okay, so maybe I'll just leave that loop out for a little while. Or maybe I'll have it at the start. No, I think I'll leave it out of there for now. I might bring it in a bit later. Maybe there. With the open hat. Okay. Alright, cool. That sounds good. Having a clap there. It's like a placeholder, right? I'll delete that. That weld boot needs a bit of an intro, so I'll leave a thing there. I'll put a Usually I put a gap in the kick when I want fills, so it's obviously it's nothing spectacular, it's just a gap. In fact, with the snare there, that can probably even wait a little bit. And then I'll put another one of those here. Small gap. I think I'll introduce this sound here, and what I'll do, I'll drop out some of the stuff to introduce it. So I might drop out the kick to introduce it. Let's just try it. Try everything else. and then back to this. And what I might do here, instead of, I might make a new sound. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So I'll just, what I did, I just teased that sound a little bit, right? So it's just a little, just to get the listener familiar with that riff, but not give it away too much. I could even make it shorter. Copy that over so we got it there for later. And what I'll do, I'll just give away the first 4 bars. And then, when I come back in, I'll drop back in slightly bigger with this, maybe with an open hat. So I'll introduce another riff there. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but I'll figure something out. What I might do is just put a marker there for now. Or even, I'll make a new lead channel. And then just put a MIDI region in there. Because I think a new lead would go really well in there. So I'll just put that there for now. I'm not going to make anything yet. And then about here is where I start winding down, so for the breakdown. So what I'll do, I'm not going to add any automation or anything now, but I will do this. I'll just change the color of the kick slightly, so I know there's a change there. And then I'll give it 8 bars to wind down, and then I'll get the kick out, and I'll just bring the clap. Leave the clap there with the percussion. I could even save that little loop for after the break. We'll see. Okay, and this is about where I want to bring that lead back in. Damn it. There we go. I don't know why I had this looped. I don't usually loop. It gets so annoying when you're trying to copy and paste like that. There we go. Okay. Alright, so we're back in with this lead. Every 8 bars something changes, so something has to change. I'm dropping stuff out. So at this, it's a breakdown, right? So you don't want to be adding stuff, well, not too much anyway. I'm going to be winding up here, and the drop is probably going to be about there, I reckon. Maybe a little bit after. Probably at bar 129. So I might introduce this lead, except bigger and better at this point in time, and then I'll fade that one out because there won't be room for both of them, I don't think. Here I'll come in with the this loop, and I'll do this for maybe 16 bars. And then I'll have another little breakdown there. This'll fade out like, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna change the bass rhythm. Like I might introduce a bass chord progression, like a bass progression in the breakdown, and then I might use it after this. I'm not sure. We'll see. But definitely a new something new here, so I'll change the color just so my future self knows to come back and do it. Alright, so then we put a little breakdown there, and then so that'll be the new bass chord progression. I think maybe. Oops, wrong one. Okay, there we go. And then we're back into the static bass after that, and then I'll just do a quick outro. So that's 16 bars. Let's get, oops. Oh. I hit option too fast. Let's give it a 32 bars. And then the last little bit I'll drop out the wub somewhere there. Maybe there. And then drop out the sub here, or maybe even there, and drop out the kick for the last little bar. So at the start and at the finish, there we go. Okay, and I think that's the arrangement all done. Alright legends, well we are officially out of 8-bar loop jail. We've got a long way to go. It's not even nearly finished. We got to like, I guess it's like 50% now maybe. But you know, we've still got a new bass part to write. We got like 2 lead parts to write. Got like a ton of automation still to go. We got like heaps of details, probably a bit more like, you know, a few cymbal crashes here and there. All sorts of stuff to add to it. But where we are now is way better than where we were when we started, right? We actually have like a workable track. So yeah, just remember the 8-bar rule. Something changes every 8 bars. And that's the way I do it often. You don't have to do it like that. Like there are other ways. You can use reference tracks and sort of copy that arrangement. Maybe I'll do another video and do that sometime. But I find this rule works for me. So you gotta find what works for you, right? Arrangements are not easy. They take practice, but the more you do it, the better you get. So yeah, if you're still here, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.